Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last lecture, we finished all the specs for the user controller. Okay, and I mean we covered the specs for all the actions defined in the user's controller. Now in this lecture, we need to refactor our user's controller spec. Actually, I just wanted to do this in last lecture itself, but I just forgot to do that. So I just adding this new very short lecture. Okay, here you can see that first let me discuss what we need to refactor here. Okay, so here you can see that in all the described specs what we have let user before each. Okay, so if you minimize this describe get index, you can see that we have the same piece of code inside the describe post create. We have the same piece of code inside the describe patch update, and same in the delete destroy, same in the get show, same in the get edit, same in the get new, and just same piece of code into the get custom actions. So it does not make sense to repeat the common piece of code throughout all the described blocks or all the example groups into our controller spec or into any of the spec, where if you can use before hooks to refactor your piece of code, then you must use. Okay, so what we can do here, just copy this. Okay, or not copy this, cut it from here. Okay, and now let's paste this outside all the describe blocks. Okay, so we will paste it here. Okay, so here you can see that what we did, we added the let user create user and the before its sign in user. Okay, above all the described example groups. Okay, and now let's remove all these things from the all describe groups. So just remove it from here, from the new action as well. So just remove it, save it, and just remove it from the get edit block as well. So remove it, just keep this user one. Okay, save it and do the same thing for get show as well. So remove it and remove this before sign in block as well, and do the same thing for delete action or delete example group as well. Remove the let user and the before sign in block code. Okay, and do the same thing for page update. Remove this user and remove this sign in user, save it, and just repeat it for post as well. So remove it here, and same thing for index section as well, remove it from here as well. We just need to do one thing, that we need to call all the get index from here. Just paste it here, get index and get index. Okay, save this. Okay, now let's try to run all the user specs at once to see that whether this refactoring is working or not. So switch to the terminal, and what we need to do here, RSpec spec controllers and then users controller, and run all the specs. Okay, here you can see that we placed this let user before each block to the top from all the described blocks, and here you can see that our specs are still working, 26 examples and zero failures. Okay, so it's much better now. Why? Because we are not repeating this piece of code into all of our example groups or across all the examples group. We just defined it above all the examples group and we are just reusing it. Okay, so this is how you can refactor your specs. And you can see that initially before starting this lecture we have total of 350 lines, but now we have total of 320 lines. Okay, so that means that this refactoring has reduced the number of lines or number of repeatable lines of code in from our user controller spec. So whenever you write such spec, just try to make sure that you are not repeating any piece of code. Okay, hence we are just supporting the rails dry philosophy here. Okay, so just do this in your spec file as well, and thanks for watching this, and let's meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.